Hello, welcome to Turkey.
Thank you.
So you will hold a 2-day acting workshop in Istanbul. So can you tell us what awaits those who will attend this workshop? Why should actors or those who want to pursue a career in acting attend your workshop?
That is a very long answer for that. But bottom line, most people feel like if they're pretty enough or handsome enough and have natural talent, that's all they need to make it in this business. But in this world, there's a lot of beautiful people and there's a lot of talented people. So you have to, in order for you to truly have this kind of success that everybody wants, which is international success, you have to be skilled. You have to understand what really makes someone who's good naturally to be someone who's spectacular. And the only way that you can do that is through training and understanding the bottom line of why people want to see you more than somebody else. It's because they relate to your journey. We have to take it from a place of, my technique is about the sciences, behavioral science, psychology, and cultural anthropology. So we're duplicating real human behavior. How do you do that? The process of, like, say, you're 38 years old, you have 38 years of life that has happened to you. And you have to duplicate a lot of details, what you've taken in as information in life, how you respond to that, how other people respond to your responses, and like how to put this all together to create something that's dramatic and an interesting, dynamic journey that people want to see. And so how do you do that? Well, I've created a 12-step technique called the Chubbuck technique that allows you to understand how to do this fairly quickly, because we're just dealing with being human and not playing any dumb games, like where you're not going to be an animal and you're not going to just have thought bubbles or doing silly things, but you're really going to go right to why do people do the things they do. If you're playing a killer, why do people need to kill? It's not just like something, wake up in the morning and say, I need to kill somebody. It's a process of psychological need to find some kind of resolution in their pain. And if you're playing somebody that is falling in love but never ever gets love back, why do you pick those kinds of people? And there's just so many really interesting and fascinating things that make people do what they do. And then we watch the entertaining version of said, of relationships, and how to be able to take your own stuff that you've lived and say that I don't have to have shame or self-destruct from the pain in my life, or be defeated by the pain in my life. That I actually can take that same information and fuel my ability to overcome and win anything I want, from love stories to careers. And I'm talking about, it doesn't even have to do with acting or being in show business. It's a good way to live life and knowing that your pain and the things that have happened to you, life happening to you, is going to happen to you. How you view it and the choices that you make in life, and saying, I'm going to use this to explore growth, understanding, exploration of accomplishing big things, changing the world, having catharsis, and then allowing people who are watching your journey to be able to do the same, because they're connecting to your journey. Therefore, making people want to see you no matter what language they speak or culture they come from, or religious background or political background. It's inconsequential, because people are people are people are people. How do you do that? Well, it's a process, but because it's based in science, it is something that everybody can relate to, and it happens fast. And everybody's involved, by the way. So it's not just the people on the stage. There's all these really cool exercises that I've created, that how to get to your subconscious within moments, to be able to understand what really drives you, and then how to use it as saying, this is not only something that I've experienced that most people see as bad, but I'm embracing that as making it I'm special because I'm a survivor of those things. I am someone that is above and beyond most people who are destroyed by the very same things that dynamic people are energized by and empowered by. So it's exciting to watch it all happen in front of your eyes in a pretty short period of time. 2 long days, but they're intensive and they're very inspiring. And I also try to make people laugh because I think it's really fun to enjoy yourself when you're going through all of that. And but it will feel like it's something you'll never have experienced before, because we put so much into it that will change your lives. And I've been doing this for a long time, so it always works that way. And I also want to give a shout out to the CVK Park Phosphorus Hotel, because they make my life wonderful here, because I love Istanbul, and I'm excited about exploring it from a place of not just the actors that I work with, but the city itself. The city is magical. And of course, the place that you stay when you're spending the night needs to be magical too, so that the whole experience is wonderful and everything that I knew it was going to be. I'm excited to be here. I've only been here like 24 hours, and I feel like I've been here a week, because the information is so full and the people are so amazing.
So you started your career as an actor. So why did you quit acting and become an acting coach? Can you talk a little bit about how your career as an acting coach started?
Well, the thing is, I call it time. Time changes. When you really love something, time goes by really fast. When you are bored with something, it goes really slow. So I found when I was acting, when I came to LA and I was getting acting jobs, I found the time went really slow. But actors always help each other out. We're a team. We're a community, and so you get a job or an audition, and you have your friends help you through it, and your teacher, and everybody does this together, and so I found that when I was teaching people, the time went by so fast. I'd be on set, looking at my watch, going, "Wow, this is going to be over. I can't wait to go home and work with my students," which at the time were just my friends. And then it just became like, you know what? I like doing this a lot more than I like being in front of the camera. I like being the force behind the camera. And so the time went by really fast. Like these 9-hour days that are going to be coming upon me, it feels like 10 minutes have gone by. I mean, literally at the end of the day, and everybody feels that way. It's like we're all energized because we're all talking about stuff that normally hurts us, which is making us feel like inspired and looking forward to tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day of life, because we know that even good, bad, or indifferent, it's gonna give us food to explore the world in ways that most people don't. Most people look at life as like, oh, I don't want to wake up in the morning because bad things are going to happen, or assume that someone's going to hurt you when they may or may not do that. But this way of working is like, even if that does happen, I have a way to look at this as making me a stronger, more empowered, and more special and unique person.
So you have worked with world-famous stars such as Brad Pitt, Halle Berry, Sharon Stone, and Charlize Theron, and these actors have won many awards with the influence of your coaching. So how does it feel when the actors you work with win big awards? How does it make you feel?
Well, it's really interesting because it happens a lot, but it makes me feel good because these people are not just, all the ego that everybody assumes actors have is not really that bad. They want to say it. I don't have to ask them. People really do talk about me in some of the biggest environments, and it's because they want to share what it is that we've explored together, because it's fun and exciting, and like just this morning, someone they're talking about her being up for an Oscar, and she's fairly new. This is the fun part about doing what I do, because you know them after they've been around for a while and they're famous, but I know them before they were famous. So she said, I did give a little shout out to you on a TV show I was on this morning. This just happened like a couple hours ago. And everybody's talking about she's going to get an Oscar nom for Emancipation. And so so I said, thank you for doing that. She said, no, thank you for being a part of the team that's making all this happen. And so it makes me feel good, but it also makes me feel like that I have a purpose on this planet, an important purpose, that I believe in a higher power, and I believe that the higher power has given me a gift that allows me to share with the world something that makes people feel like they have hope to be able to accomplish their dreams, whether it's having children, having a family or a career, or whatever it is that they want in their lives. I'm a part of that hopeful journey, because everybody watches TV and movies. So through the voice of a writer's voice, the choices that I make through, because I work with writers and directors and actors, through their voice, people are subliminally getting this feeling of hopefulness that they can prosper and grow and get whatever it is that they want. And that's what makes a star.
In one of his interviews, Sylvester Stallone said, "She just began to break me down," when talking about you. So what did he mean by this statement? What was the thing that you did that he referred to as break me down?
Well, besides punching him in the face, no, I did not do that. I said to him, look, there's certain things that we need to deal with, and I can talk. Normally, I don't talk about people's private stuff because that's between me and them. But because he brought it up, I could bring it up. His son had died, and are you a parent?
No.
Okay, well, when you become a parent, it's like everything becomes about your child, and it's like if your child dies, it's like. It's not something you get over. It's something that stays inside your body, and you have so much guilt about it. So I said, let's deal with that, and so we can find some resolution, some closure in this. And he was a little afraid to go there. I said, let's just try this. Pulled out the script that we're working on, Creed, and I said, let's just pull out any scene, doesn't matter which scene, and let's talk to your boy, and let's see what happens naturally. And by trying to find some resolution. So immediately, literally the third line, both of us are weeping because I'm thinking about my child who isn't passed away, but so we always fear that. His child has children that are very much alive, but he's so afraid of them being hurt. And then just dealing with his son Sage, who had passed away. And so it was just felt so, after we're done, just I randomly picked a scene after we were done. It wasn't breaking down, because that's the wrong word, because it was lightening. He felt lighter. He felt comfort that he was able to utilize something he was afraid to look at, because he thought he was just going to bring up all this guilt. But what it brought up was like, there's a possibility that I can find my way to find some kind of resolution and closure in this, because it's just really hard. And he did. There was I could feel his presence was lighter, and he was feeling good. He said, I want to do this throughout the whole movie. We worked with it that way. And he felt, and even his wife had said that, he said, just like the whole difference in his demeanor. And this is just doing the acting work, but more importantly, I don't think it's important enough to just say, let's be truthful in our acting choices. Let's change the world. Now, everybody's had some important loss of some kind or another. Maybe some are bigger than others. But like, how do you deal with that? So within his performance, he's giving people answers. And that feels good, to be a part of the solution to other people, their own solution, other people's solutions, and a vast reality of people seeing a movie. It's essentially billions of people. that's pretty cool to be able to have that kind of job. So when he meant break down, it was like he didn't know that we could go and do that much by using an element that he thought was untouchable, became not only touchable, but something that helped him and a vast many people who watched his performance feel that they could change their lives and their heart.
I think this will be your second time visiting Turkey. And as far as I know, you have worked with Turkish actors and actresses such as Yılmaz Erdoğan, Berçin Bilgin, and Büşra Pekin. So how was working with them, and what do you think about Turkish actors? Are there any Turkish actors that you like and find talented?
All of them. I found that everybody brings in something different that adds to my life and their life. It's a job I have. It's the best job ever. We are able to learn from. If you grow, I grow. Every time I work with anybody, I have a revelation, and so you think that because the culture is really quite different than say the American culture, it really isn't, because the same stuff we all deal with, the same relationships we have with our significant others, with our parents, with our with outside people, with our friendships, it's all the same. So I've done workshops in China and in Japan and Australia and the UK and South America, and I mean all kinds of variant, culture, realities, but everybody has the same stuff. And it's fascinating to me, who studied cultural anthropology, to really to get that all those things they told you in books actually is true. Just people are people are people are people. We all suffer from the same things. We all get joy from the same things. And so how do we translate that into somebody else's words is the Chubbuck technique, is a 12-step program that allows us to easily and pragmatically understand how to do this and relate to a vast number of people. I think it's really important that my job is to not just make Turkish actors be great in Turkey, but to make Turkish actors be great in the world. I want to create international stardom for the people that I work with, because what they're doing is universally true.
So lastly, what advice would you give to amateur actors who will just start acting? What should they do when starting their career? What path should they follow?
I think it's really important that people get that it's not about being the most beautiful, most inherently talented, but to truly understand how much work it takes to be great. Greatness is in details. Now, if you look at some things your favorite things that you've ever done, it's like, think about the detailed work that you did, and it's like, and how much you felt after it was done, like you felt satisfied, and how great a piece that you did. And it's true of people who, lazy doesn't work for greatness. You really have to do the work. This is important for young and old. Like, I have actors that started in their, in fact, one of the people in this workshop is going to be, she started acting at 58, and she's now 64, 65, and she has been working and making a living acting, decided at 58 to start acting. So it's never over. You don't have to be a young actor to start. And as long as you have the right technique that allows quick growth, and work really hard and take chances, be brave. Bravery is sexy. We are compelled to be around people that make brave choices in life, period. Climbing Mount Everest versus climbing a hill on a sunny day. What do you want to watch? So we want to watch people do that emotionally, take those kind of chances, and whether it's like, I'm too old or too fat or too skinny or not pretty enough or whatever, smart enough, whatever you think your problems are, it's not true. Anybody and everyone can have their dreams come true if you believe it's so and you work hard enough to do so and take chances, take risks in your work and in your life.